Friends, here comes the interesting part. How are you going to set up the process and the flows on involved in the document control management system? But let us understand first the project itself. It's the way our industry works. We can say that no two projects are similar. The working style, the project configuration, the project scope of work involved is different from project to project. Okay, and understanding the flow of records and documents and communication and collaboration becomes very integral part of the process of setting up a document mm, management process. Okay, so it's very important to understand the participants and their roles. Who's the client, who's the project architect, who's the project management consultant, okay, who is the main contractor in the facilities management, and how the channels of their communication and collaboration is going to work. What are the basic work breakdown structures of the project, whether how many buildings are involved in this project, whether it is one tower, two tower, three tower, whether this tower involves some clubhouse or a garden park for the children, okay, and road network within the project, okay, road access within the project. So I mean, these are the basic work breakdown structure. You got to just understand first, then only you'll be able to set up the project properly, set up the document control system on the project properly. Okay, so it's very important to understand all these before setting up the document control process on the project. Okay, having a centralized configuration, it's very much recommended. Okay, where every information of your project document and record stays in a centralized location. Okay, and everyone approaches the centralized system, okay, to avoid miscommunication, misunderstanding, delayed collaboration, delayed replying, overlooking of emails and communications, and delayed review approval cycle. So it is very important to understand and set up all these projects in a centralized system. Okay, get this information and start configuring the document controller. How are we going to do that? In the forthcoming slides, we'll see a step-by-step guide on project process flows and the configuration, and that is involved in setting up a document control system. Very importantly, I always advise that every project participant involved on the project should use standardized project forms. Okay, to just say on one system, on one platform. Okay, and have a system uniformity and uniform style of working on the project. So always use standard project forms. But once the configuration and step-by-step process flow is set up and the project forms are made available, before getting any project participant on board of the project, it's always advisable to conduct a onboarding meeting, okay, first, and training about the ADMS system for all the project participants. An individual supplier or a vendor or a company as a main contractor or a design consultant, okay, they have to be onboarded with a step-by-step process. The onboarding meeting has to be done. The awareness and training of all the project participants has to be done about the document control system, and not only the document control system but also about the project specific protocols and channels How are they going to submit, to whom centrally they will be submitting it, who will be the single point of contact, and who will be their counterpart in each and every department. So this understanding has to be and the awareness has to be given to the onboarding project participants. That's very important. Develop a centralized document storage folder structure. That's again very important, because if it is centrally storage system is available, everyone can have access to the project records, okay, along with the relevant security access rights. Okay, so we'll see what it takes to make a centralized document storage folder structure. In the forthcoming slides, we'll definitely see that. Second, next, you have to develop a document distribution matrix. Okay, what does it mean? Because this document distribution matrix, we call it as DDM. It's very important on each and every single project, because this is going to help you understand what type of document will go to which department head for action, or whether it is just for information or just for reference and record. Okay, whether it will go for action or whether it will go for review and approval. So you got to list down the entire doc type against each and every department, and you can have this matrix whether this particular document it's going to go for action and review, or whether it is just for info and record and reference purpose. So we'll see we'll see a format. I'll share with you. I'll show you the format on the forthcoming slide. Okay, and this is very important. It's gonna these are the few steps which you as a document controller will have to take to set up a smooth and seamless project document control system. Develop various workflows, review metrics, and channel flows. Obviously, after the document distribution matrix, there will be hundreds and thousands of documents coming, which will be purely coming in the nature as of review and approval cycle. Okay, so you got to generate a workflow review template and matrix based on what document will go to which document, which department head, okay, for review, and within his department who all would be involved as CC for information. Okay, so review approval cycle matrix you have to prepare. Okay, whether it would be a parallel workflow, whether it is serial workflow. What is a parallel and serial workflow, we'll see in the forthcoming slide. Okay, this has to be developed in consultation with various head of the departments. Okay, whether it is design department, structural consultant, or MEP department, in-house MEP department. Okay, and you have to consult the head of the department and the reviewers and formulate various workflow channels based on their requirements. Then only you can transmit this workflow or transmit this submittal, any submittal or a document for their review and approval. Okay, just a small tip from my side. I always advise this, that take time properly. This is a very important phase and in setting up the project document system. Okay, so always take time to properly understand and configure the EDMS. Okay, during the starting stage of the project, coordinate, discuss with the project controls personnel and set up the EDMS accordingly. The EDMS well set up will help in smooth functioning and have a proper control on the project data and records. All right. Spend time. That's very important. Spend time in understanding the project participants, the workflow reviews, the distribution matrix. This initial setup definitely is going to help you, okay, formulate all these setup in the beginning only. So that's how to avoid confusion and mismanagement and omission and overlooking of certain project documents. So this has to be in place. Okay.